it has become a near standstill. Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive, Captain Jim Staples, a master mariner with more than 39 years of experience at sea, who has firsthand experience, Captain, of traveling through the Persian Gulf. Captain, the new development is that President Trump says the U.S. Navy will escort tankers through the strait if necessary. Do you think that that will make it safe enough, or is there a lot further to go?
Well, nothing's 100%, but it's definitely going to make it a lot safer for the mariners to have a naval escort with them, as we saw in the Red Sea with the Houthis. Once we started having the escorts, we started moving ships. So it will definitely make a big difference to have naval escorts, without a doubt.
And also the president said that he is working with the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation to provide risk insurance for maritime ships going through all waterways, but specifically through the Strait of Hormuz. Is that something that, I mean, it sounds like an absolute game changer, but some shippers are saying at the moment, we're not sure we're ready for something like that. We're not exactly sure what the strings are that are attached.
Well, it's better than just sitting there at anchor with the ships. If they're going to have the financing for a war risk insurance, then I don't see what the problem is. I mean, let's move the ships, let's keep them going. They've got to keep those ships going. Just stayed at anchor, they're losing money. So, not having a war risk insurance, yeah, you're going to have to sit there. So I think Trump's come up with a brilliant idea. This may force the insurance companies to go back to giving the war risk insurance.
Yeah, possibly at an affordable price. Wouldn't that be amazing? Captain, you have spent decades at the helm of ships going through the Strait of Hormuz. How dangerous was it when you were going through? And if you could just give our viewers some granularity or some experience of what it was like.
Well, first, there's a lot of traffic you have to be aware of with sometimes pretty poor visibility. But as tensions started to arise in that area, we started seeing the Iranians start to hassle a lot of ships, running small boats out there at high speeds, actually doing circles around you, and becoming a problem, trying to make you maneuver the vessel so you make it into a situation that is unavoidable, to where you could possibly have a collision with some of these smaller boats. Recently, what we've seen is with all the spoofing they've done of the GPS systems, to where the mariners cannot rely on their navigational equipment, and they start to get off the trails, and they start getting into Iranian waters. And as we've seen, the Iranians start taking them, saying that they're in the Iranian water. So it's been a big problem over there, and it's getting more and more dangerous. And it's about time something's been done to help the mariners and commerce to get through at the narrow straits. It's a dangerous place in the world. It's a choke point, as other choke points are very difficult. But to see the problems we're seeing right now with, the Houthis with their choke point down there in Bab el-Mandeb, and now the Iranians are shooting missiles and drones, and probably will start mining the area if they have the chance, which they can do with the smaller vessels. It's great to see that we've gotten rid of the Navy. We don't have to worry about that, but we still have a land assault type drone that they can launch out towards ships, as the Houthis are doing, and that type of destruction that can be caused on merchant ships. So naval escorts, absolutely.
And it's a critical waterway, not just for oil. Food goes through there. All kinds of goods and services go through there. So the cargo ships themselves, they aren't as sophisticated, perhaps, when it comes to the security that they need. How dangerous an experience did you, what was the worst experience you ever had, and what were you moving on your ship?
Well, during the Persian Gulf War, I used to move ammunition up in that area. And they actually had minefields up towards Kuwait, and we would have to take the ships through the minefields. And I absolutely dreaded that, taking the ship up through a minefield, but it was something we had to do, especially when you're loaded with bombs. And we had to be turned around at one time going against opposite traffic, because there had been a direct threat towards my vessel. So it's harrowing up there, and it's something we're not used to. Probably since Vietnam is the last conflicts that we really had to worry about. But we've always gone into harm's way. And again, with the naval escorts, this is a major plus for any merchant mariner.
And the cost of shipping has skyrocketed. Before February 27th, it was about $218,000 for a super tanker to go through. And now, these are the shipping costs, that has jumped to near $500,000, $481,000. How quickly could this price come down? Do those prices move all over the place in this Baltic exchange?
Well, they don't move all over the place like this, but they do move up and down depending on what's going on in the world. This can come down really rapidly quick. If we eliminate the problem with the Iranians shooting all the missiles and the drones and the threats that we're looking at. So they've done quite a good job so far with getting rid of all the naval ships. It's just the smaller vessels we got to look at right now that still have the capability of putting mines in the straits and launching drones from small platforms. So that's the difficult problem they face right now. But I believe with the escorts, that's going to help quite a bit. And it's going to take not only American ships, it's going to take France to get active in this, also England to start contributing to some of the vessels to keep this traffic moving, keep these ships moving, and then hopefully commerce will it won't affect the world as it's going to affect it now, where Japan gets probably 90% of its oil out of the Persian Gulf. But like you said, we've got all this food that needs to go into the Persian Gulf, and not only that, but construction equipment and materials and concrete and chemicals all move both ways. So without the supply of food, it could be pretty terrifying to the people that are living up in the Persian Gulf area.
Well, sure. And if you go back in history, during the Six-Day War, where Israel was surrounded by enemies, Egypt and Nasser shut down the Strait of Tiran. That, of course, is in the Red Sea, a little bit west of the Persian Gulf. But there was no food. You couldn't get anything through there. And
Right.
It basically triggered the major war that Lyndon B. Johnson later said that was just the most ridiculous and stupid move the Egyptians could have made. And so there are these choke points throughout that are really crucial. And I guess fast forwarding it to the consumer out there, when you see the prices of these shipping costs go up, that is eventually translated to what people pay for these goods, and certainly the price of a gallon of gasoline, right?
Oh, absolutely. You're going to see everything probably go up the next couple of weeks here. But the president says that he'll have this taken care of in about 4 weeks. We'll see. Hopefully that is true. And if that's the case, you'll probably see the cost come down just as quick as it went up, maybe even faster. It's all about keeping these ships moving. These ships are not making any money sitting at anchor, and they're not doing anybody any good. So we've got to get the commerce moving again. And like I said, like the president says, the naval escorts, that's fabulous. Yeah. And you can give the war risk insurance. That's another good idea. So, something had to be done, and it's being done. And we can't live like this forever. No. Lately I've been doing a lot of training with mariners, trying to get them used to being spoofed with their GPS and running up to there basically in the dark. If you have poor visibility and you can't use your navigational equipment, then it gets pretty tough taking those ships around the corner and getting staying in the lanes. So
what do you do? Pull out your Apple Watch with the compass on it? I mean, this is just ridiculous, the challenges that these mariners face. I do really want your perspective in talking to our viewers about the one thing you want people to understand about the crew and the captains of these ships and the dangers they undertake.
Well, if we go back to World War II, we'll see that the greatest casualty rate in the first year was the Merchant Marine. They lost more men during that time than the rest of the war. So, it's a lonely job, and the problem we see in the maritime field right now is not only the threats that we're up against. You go through the Red Sea, you got to deal with the Houthis, and then you come around the corner and you start going through the Straits of Hormuz, you got to deal with the Iranians. That's one of the problems with the threat of life. But then also when you go in a port, you've got to deal with all the port commissions that come on board with the port authorities. And now we're looking at the criminalization of mariners, where if they find drugs in a cargo hold, then the mariner is taken off in handcuffs and put in jail.
Ridiculous.
And we've seen that right now, that there's a chief mate being held in Turkey right now for drugs that were loaded on the ship in South America in a bulk ship in a big hold that he had no control over. And the only one being held is the chief mate, who probably had nothing to do with it and was unaware that that stuff was loaded in bulk, whether it's salt or grain or any type of bulk. It's the criminalization of the mariner. That's another thing that's a big problem. So there's a lot, going to sea is a tough job. It's a real difficult job. You're away from home for long periods of time. Some of these sailors can be gone for 10 to 12 months. And they're facing, like I said, they're facing Houthis, they're facing the Iranians now. And then they got to worry about when they go in a port that they haven't had any trash go over the side, because it could be 5 years in prison for that. So it's a job that I've seen change from the 70s till I stopped sailing in the 2000s. And, truthfully, I wouldn't go back to sea right now if I had to, because it's become such a difficult job on the mariner. And we've seen crew sizes go down from when I started, it was 42 men. It's down to 13 on some of these ships that are carrying twice the amount of cargo. And they're twice as fast. They're carrying, time that's being spent in port is less. So it's not what it was, being in port for 4 or 5 days. And when I first started, to being in port for 4 or 5 hours. So it's quite different than it used to be.
Well,
it's not the glamour of seeing the world.
Crucial and important job, and we are grateful for those who do it. Captain, you're one of them. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Liz. Thank you.